Hello and welcome. First up, at least 11 people have been killed and 65 seriously hurt after a month-long protest demanding the closure of Vedanta's Sterlite copper unit in Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu turned violent. Agitators were seen pelting stones and toppling police vehicles upon being restrained from marching towards the Vedanta plant. Section 144 prohibiting the gathering of more than 5 people has been imposed around the Sterlite plant in accordance with the orders of the Madras High Court to provide security to the plant. Police say the deaths have occurred due to stone pelting and denied firing at the protesters. Chief Minister of South Indian state of Tamil Nadu has appealed for peace among people in the wake of the protest in Tuticorin. Now, Chief Minister Palanisammy said there were 20,000 people who took out a rally towards Sterlite Company and towards Collector's Office, and some indulged in violence. The Tamil Nadu government has said it will take all necessary legal actions on the issue.
Based on the judgment, we never give permission. Again, when actually Sterlite went to the appellate tribunal, we strongly objected. Our Additional Brigade General on 4th May strongly objected that we never allow Sterlite in Tamil Nadu.
And my colleague Nishchita Vedanta joins me now live from Bengaluru. Good evening, Nishchita. What's the latest casualty figure? And also break it down for the viewer. What's the genesis of this entire protest all about?
Well, the Sterlite unit has been in the news for all the wrong reasons, not just recently, but for several years now. In March 2013, it was pulled up by the NGT for a gas leak that resulted in days of nausea and irritation for the local residents. And in the same year, 100 crores fine was slapped against them for continuous polluting of the natural resources around Tuticorin. But Sterlite, that is being managed by Vedanta, it has gone on to say that they have confined to all the pollution norms and they have not violated any norms, and they continue to stick by it. But today the situation turned extremely violent. Close to 20,000 local residents reached the protest site, and because they were not heard for the last 1 month despite their continued agitation, they entered the district collector's office and vandalized government property. Shockingly enough, despite the AIADMK, the ruling party in the state of Tamil Nadu, appealing for peace and calm, the ministers in the cabinet of the AIADMK government have gone on to justify the police opening fire at these protesters, these unarmed protesters, and at least 11 people have been killed so far is what is being told, and 65 others have been injured. Many of them have been critically injured. So how can the government go on to justify this open firing is what many human rights activists have gone on to question. The protest is still on, and what DMK and even Kamal Hassan have gone on to support this agitation, and what they have stated is that the reason for the protest turning violent is because they have been agitating for the last 1 month, and not one person, one representative from the government has really approached them and tried to calm their nerves. Now, the agitation took a turn about a month ago because Sterlite announced that they were expanding their plant after their 25 years lease had come to an end. As of now, it is a 400,000 ton per annum unit, and they could expand it by a substantial percent, thereby putting more pressure on the natural resources of the region is what the local residents fear.
Also, Nishchita, we are seeing these visuals from earlier today about the violence unleashed in Tuticorin. What are you learning about the latest situation obtaining in the town there?
Well, the police claim that as of now the situation is under control, but continues to be volatile as the people are extremely angered, of course, with the police opening fire at the local residents. These were unarmed local protesters. who had entered the district collector's office. Yes, it had turned violent. Yes, they had damaged government property. But the government is now struggling to justify why the police took such an extreme step. As of now, the situation seems under control is what the police have gone on to state, but the death toll is likely to rise as many of those who have been admitted to the hospital, close to 65 of them who have been admitted to the hospital, are believed to be in a critical condition, Ramesh.
Right, on that note, Nishita Virendra in Bengaluru, thank you so much for that update. Appreciate it. All right, staying in southern India but shifting focus away from Tamil Nadu, the deadly Nipah virus has claimed one more life in southern Indian state of Kerala as it spreads, leaving a deadly trail in its wake. The latest victim is a nurse who was tending to the infected patients in Kozhikode district in the state of Kerala. Her death has raised renewed concerns over healthcare personnel at the forefront of tackling the outbreak. Nipah has already claimed 10 lives in Kerala, and it's feared that it could spread to other states in the coming days. The Indian Health Ministry has put the states of Goa and Maharashtra, specifically its capital Mumbai, on high alert. All the private and government hospitals in the tourist hotspot of Goa have been asked to prepare for a possible outbreak. The Federal Health Ministry, which is constantly in touch with the authorities in Kerala, has issued an advisory asking for examination of all trains originating in the northern Indian state of Jharkhand. Now, Kozhikode district in Kerala was the first to be affected by the mysterious Nipah virus. According to the World Health Organization, the Nipah virus infection has a range of clinical forms from asymptomatic infection to acute respiratory syndrome and fatal encephalitis. So, what is the Nipah virus? Well, the virus first emerged in Malaysia and Singapore in 1998 through pigs and other domestic animals such as dogs and cats. Nipah virus got its name from a village in Malaysia. It's in India's Kerala. The Nipah virus is transmitted to humans via bat, saliva or urine. The virus infects both humans as well as animals. The carriers of virus are fruit bats in this case. Now, the symptoms from the virus entail fever, headache, drowsiness and breathing problem. The virus can even lead to coma within 24 to 48 hours. A severe exposure to virus can lead to death as well. Now, the virus can be prevented by taking certain precautionary measures. People are advised to avoid contact with infected pigs, bats and humans. It's advisable also to wear a mask, preferably an N95, and gloves while tending to Nipah infected people. Also, avoid eating raw fruits till the outbreak settles down, as they might have been bitten by bats. Maintaining good personal hygiene is crucial, but a person should immediately visit a doctor for early diagnosis. Now, the Nipah virus can be diagnosed through an ELISA test. Now, with Nipah virus cases expected to rise, it is important to know the cure for the disease. Unfortunately, the virus has no approved cure. However, intensive supportive care is used as primary treatment. So remember, prevention is the best cure, at least in this case. Meanwhile, Indian Health Minister JP Nadda has taken note of the situation. The minister tweeted, and I quote, "A central team will be visiting the state to monitor the situation. I have reviewed the situation related to Nipah virus in Kerala with Secretary Health. I have directed the NCDC director to visit the district and initiate required steps as warranted by the protocol for the disease in consultation with state government." Unquote.
The incidence of fever in Calicut has created a fear complex among the people. The news that there is no effective way of treating it, no effective medicine, is something has to be looked very seriously. And in a modern world of better medicines, better technology of finding out the viruses, the cause for the fever and how this can be properly treated is something the government of India as well as the state government has to handle very urgently.
And now to some news you don't want to miss. India has notified a draft passenger charter defining the rights of air passengers, through which they will be given benefits and also compensated if the airline is found to be at fault. According to the charter, if the delay is for more than 4 hours, airlines will offer the option of a full ticket refund to passengers. Also, if the delay causes the flight to fly on the next day, the airline will offer hotel accommodation free of cost. The unique identity number will let passengers whisk past airport procedures while boarding domestic flights. A technical team representing the Airports Authority of India and 4 private metro airports has finalized the format for biometric-based Digi Yatra for all airports in order to have a completely paperless boarding process for domestic flyers. Now, each traveller will need to get the unique ID from an aviation ministry portal, which will be linked to their biometrics. People will give this unique ID at the time of booking domestic tickets. Passengers will be able to fly without any hassles, without using any paper tickets or boarding pass, but with only this one unique ID. That's something you and I surely will welcome, no?
If the flight is delayed, then again passengers are going to be compensated in various ways. If the flight is delayed for more than 4 hours, the airlines have to offer an option for a full refund of the ticket. If it involves a flight on the next day, then you have to provide a hotel stay with no additional charge. And if there are connecting flights that are missed, then you get compensation for those as well. What we are proposing is that the ticket can be cancelled without any charges. The ticket can be cancelled without any charges for 24 hours, provided you do that 96 hours before flight departure. So 96 hours before flight departure, if you cancel your ticket within a 24-hour time period, you do not have to pay any cancellation charge.
All right, moving on. Historians and guides say that Taj Mahal, India's pride, is dying. They are urging the federal government to preserve the monument before it is too late. The reason for the decay is pollution in Agra, which has risen sharply over the past 3 decades. Remember, the World Health Organization ranked Agra 8th on the list of the world's most polluted cities. Experts say that one of the main causes of increasing pollution and discoloring of the Taj Mahal is the drying up of the river Yamuna.
Taj is dying now. It's dying because of pollution. The river is dry. A lot of vehicles are around here. A lot of construction going other side. That's why Taj is dying. And because Taj is dying, the tourism getting less day by day. So we are requesting to the government, other people, that they should do something to protect the Taj.
World monument. It is not confined within the boundaries, though it is in India, and we are proud of it. But it is necessary that if the Indian scientists and they can't do things, then they should be able to contact foreign experts, to conservationists, and those who can come, and they will be really happy to help.
I think Taj Mahal is one of the biggest icons of India, and I think the city would be better to be cleaner and for the government to do something about this, because it's a shame, you know. Yeah.
In India, if you stop to refuel your car, you would think you are being robbed. But fuel prices are soaring in the country. It's the 5th price hike in a matter of 8 days, and there seems to be no respite in sight for the common man. The price of petrol in Delhi reached a record high of 76 rupees a litre, while diesel price rose to an all-time high of more than 67 rupees a litre. In India's maximum city of Mumbai, the hike has been, well, maximum, where petrol stands at 84 rupees per litre. In Bengaluru, the revised price stood at 77.48 rupees. After Mumbai, the prices are the highest in Chennai, where 1 litre of petrol is retailing at 79.47 rupees. In the city of joy, Kolkata, petrol prices are bringing anything but joy. People there have to pay more than 79 rupees for 1 litre of petrol. But what has caused the spike in fuel prices? Well, for 3 weeks, prices were not revised on account of elections in the southern Indian state of Karnataka. But after the 19-day hiatus, prices shot through the roof. Here's why. Global crude oil prices have increased in the last few weeks and it now stands at $80 per barrel. The rupee is rapidly sliding against the US dollar, adding to pressure on the local currency. A lack of centralized tax on petrol and diesel adds to the woes of the people. Local taxes, known as value-added tax, differ from state to state. Hence, prices differ across the country. And as the prices soar, the federal government finds itself in a catch-22 situation. To do or not to do is the question the government is faced with as the clamour grows to soften the blow for consumers by reducing taxes on the fuels. Now, the federal oil minister has indicated that the government may cut the excise duties on the fuels, but no such decision has been taken so far. As they say, watch this space. Now, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg will appear before the members of European Parliament in a couple of hours. Now, the hearing has been scheduled to question Zuckerberg over misuse of Facebook's user data by Cambridge Analytica that affected up to 87 million users. The European Union has clearly said that Zuckerberg owes an explanation to the 2.7 million EU citizens who have been affected by the data sharing scandal. Now, Zuckerberg's public hearing with the European Parliament is taking place days before the EU introduces tough new data protection rules. The EU's General Data Protection Regulation, which comes into effect on the 25th of May, aims to give users more control over how their personal information is stored and used online. It will also penalize companies with big fines if they are found to be breaking the rules. Now, Zuckerberg's hour-long meeting with the European Parliament's most senior members was initially set to be held behind closed doors, but it will now be live streamed. It will be interesting to see whether the European lawmakers give Zuckerberg a grilling similar to his 10-hour interrogation in the US legislature last month.